Hello and welcome to Advice Guys, a weekly advice podcast hosted by me, Joshua Perlman, and
Me, little Hannah.
And today I'm Ron Crenshaw.
of the Crenshaws.
Yeah. So I wrote a song about I was telling you on our walk about sad brags.
Yeah,
Well, you guys went on a walk together?
we went on a walk this morning.
Yeah,
Wow.
we always go on walks. You're more than welcome to come, Anna.
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay, so I have this concept for a song about things that are like you're bragging, but it's really sad.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I didn't drink before noon today. I only drove to my ex's place twice. I didn't cry eating ice cream. The girl I really liked told me I was nice. It's a sad brag. It's a sad brag. And there's one more verse for you, Hannah. My crush called, said I should stop by, only if I bring quarters for the laundry. It's a sad brag. It's a sad. What do you think?
Wow. It reminds me of I can't think of the name of the song, but it reminds me of a song.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The lyrics or the music?
The melody of the
Yeah.
guitar.
Yeah, it sounds like something. It totally sounds like something.
Well, that could either be good or bad, but it's catchy. Do you think it's catchy? It's a
I do think it's
sad brag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is catchy.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, cool.
I love it.
Thanks. I'm Ron Crenshaw.
I like your music, Ron. You're
Thanks.
great.
Thanks.
All right, before we get into questions, I'm going to read. We got an email that's directed to you, Chris. It's not an advice question.
Ron.
Hey guys, I wrote in before about playing drums on a song that was then re-recorded with a different drummer and then ended up on an album by a radio-friendly band in the 90s. I'm writing back because I noticed in the new episodes, Chris, you have what looks like a gold disc award plaque behind you, and I want to know what that is and how can I get me one of those?
Oh, it's not a gold disc. I just had it. That was my very, very first comedy record. That's why I started doing puns. If you see, there's 4 panels. There's a lollipop, the number 4. There's the letter A, and then there's an attractive woman. And the record was called Sucker for a Pretty Face. And that's where my pun thing kind of started with my album titles. And it's just my first CD in the picture.
Huh.
And I just the record company sent it to me.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And I really feel like that sets you apart from most people, that you're a sucker for a pretty face. Most people loathe them. Most people just like see someone pretty and they're like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere near that.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of work.
Hannah, how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm great.
Are you?
Yeah.
How are things with the new guy?
Really great.
What? I love this.
Yeah, it's like foreign to me. I'm like, wait, what do you mean there's like a nice guy who's so into me?
So cool.
Just sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop?
Well, I mean, no, I don't even want to think of it that way, but I mean like this boy's like really obsessed with me, not in like a bad way, but I'm like I feel like I'm so used to being like addicted to the chaos of like my own personal hell and drama of boys and toxic whatever that I'm like wait, it's supposed to be easy? Like that's really crazy. Who would have thought?
Any time when I've been in a situation like that where it's really easy, this speaks to my psychology so well. I'm always just like, oh, it must be boring. Like if it's everything's so easy and good, like I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I will say he is just like a very fun person to be around, so it's like not boring at all, but like there is a part of me that's like but wait, like I don't have the adrenaline, anxiety induced feeling of like the highs and lows. Like I'm like trying to like wrap my head around the fact of like, no, like it just feels good and like that's what it's supposed to be.
So
I'm
how like
so
when
happy.
yeah, it is great news. When you're getting out of the car at a Jesus.
Well,
When
you were
you're
just getting out of the car.
yeah, I should have definitely looked. Um if when you're getting out of the car at his house, do you wait till the car stops? Because that's
Um,
important. This is our unit of measure.
well, I mean, you see, in terms of that, I wasn't driving to his house in that situation, so I was able to stop, drop, and roll. But like, but like now, you know, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's
But
All
fair.
right.
it's.
That's
I'm sure
fair.
I'm sure if I had the opportunity to, I would.
That's
I
good.
think what you're doing is how it's supposed to be done. I think it's supposed to feel nice and good and chill and happy.
Yeah, I met his parents already. Like it's crazy.
You met his parents?
Well,
Wow.
his birthday was the other day, so his parents were in town, and he was like, "Do you want to come meet them? Like we're out at dinner." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no like when you first get into a situation like I don't know, the first few years that I lived together with Michelle, and my brain, since I was so much used to drama and chaos prior to her, every morning I'd be like, oh no, she's gonna wake up and it's just she's gonna start yelling at me because you just think because you're just used to that kind of crazy, and then every
yeah,
morning it's like, wow, she's happy again, and
yeah,
eventually you believe it and everything's cool, but for I can see like we get trained. We get trained into thinking something is a specific way.
yeah,
Totally.
Yeah. How about you, Josh?
yeah,
What's happening with you, buddy?
Not too much. Everything's okay with me. Like I don't know. I just am out here trying not to disappoint or enrage any members of the opposite sex.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, I know I'll fail.
Good luck with that.
Yep. Yep. All right,
You
let's get into what?
you told me a funny story though. You
What?
said that you were communicating with a female and that she was like, come to this restaurant in this city, and you were like, nah, I'm never talking to her again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a woman that I went on a couple dates with ages ago lives about an hour outside of LA, and
mm,
she was like, she like commented on something, and I was like, "How you doing?" And she was like, "We should catch up." And I was like, "Let me know when you're in LA. We'll go get drinks." And she was like, "Or you could pick a restaurant near me." And I wrote, "I see what you did there," and she wrote, "I see what you didn't do there." And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not. This is more of the same. This is what I've finally learned to avoid are just like I need easy and casual and without expectations. I just want to meet a woman who wants nothing from me other than to come over every once in a while. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
That's fun.
And you know what?
yeah.
It's more than enough.
Yeah. I got offered a gig to go to Kuwait.
Sure.
Wait.
Yeah, Kuwait to do an
Is
army show.
is it
Oh.
NPR gig? Kuwait, don't tell me.
No, it's Hurry Up in Kuwait. It's a game show.
Okay.
It's about oil.
Is it doing stand up
Yeah, it's doing stand up at a
for
military
the
base
troops? Yeah.
for the troops, and 19-hour flight, 19-hour
Yes.
flight, and then a 2-hour delay, and then 3-hour flight, and then do the gig, and then sleep, and then turn around and come back. So it's like 2 days in the sky.
It's wild. I've never been asked to perform for the troops. It really shocks me.
Yeah, that
You,
seems.
I don't know. You seem like the perfect fit. I don't know why.
Right? I mean, they want to hear about how all their decisions are the antithesis of any of my beliefs.
I have a theory that if there was no Florida or North Carolina, we'd have no military.
Fair. Texas, probably a lot of them.
Oh yeah, Texas,
A lot of
and
Virginia
then
people too.
Okay. Well, there's 4 states that keep us safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just
Eh.
like, yeah, I mean, I just think, I mean, I've done shows for military before, and they're so appreciative, and like, you can't be anything other than happy for these people who have chosen to physically protect us. Like they're going to shoot people that are shooting at us while we're like, yeah, some girl wanted me to drive to Costa Mesa, and I was like, hell no. And some other guy wanted quarters from me, and some crazy girl that I used to date was this. It's like these people are on the wall defending. Like, how can you not try to like do nice stuff for them?
Yeah, I mean, not to get all political, but like, why are we fighting people? Like, hello, like, has anyone heard of communication?
Sure,
I
that's
swear
not
to
really
God,
political.
if women ran the world, it would just be such a more peaceful, better place in this life.
Yeah,
Why do we kill people? Why do we fight? It makes no fucking sense.
it's because it's very profitable.
It's
That's why.
dumb.
That's the answer. That's why there's wars, because they're very profitable.
I love that I'm the one weighing out of this conversation.
Well, I mean,
I'm the one not saying anything. I do believe that if women ran the country, there'd be infinitely less war and murder.
hundred
Yeah,
Or
percent.
we
what in
would
the world,
talk.
rather, not
We
just the
would
country.
talk it out. We'd have like a debate or something, and then it would be like, all right, cool, fair. You won the debate. Let's move
Yeah.
on.
I can just see, and it'd also be like, President Hannah, what's the current situation with Pakistan? We're not talking to Pakistan ever again. We're
But
just done.
Pakistan also needs to be run by a woman. Like every country on the planet needs to be run
Yeah.
by
Oh,
a woman.
absolutely. Yeah. It's like we're not talking to Pakistan anymore because we were having lunch, India, Pakistan, and us, and all of a sudden Pakistan was a little shitty. So maybe Pakistan gets a timeout.
Yeah. And did you see what Uruguay did at brunch?
Yeah. Ugh. Unbelievable. And I think Russia is sleeping with Czechoslovakia.
Ugh. Well, Czech has always been bi.
Yeah, that's true. And then you know what they say about European cars? They have a Czech engine light.
Oh, you can do better.
What? I think I want it. Hurry up and Kuwait.
Hurry up in Kuwait is pretty great. Okay, should we get into the first question?
I think
Yeah.
people deserve it.
I think the people do deserve it, especially the writers of the questions. Hi, guys, and Hannah. I've been dating a guy for like a year now. We just moved in together, and he has gone out a couple times and come home with glitter and smelling like stripper. What is that smell? Chris, you want to answer
Yeah, I'm gonna field this one. That
that?
smell is called stripper.
Okay. So over coffee, I just asked him what he did last night. He's like, I went out with Tim and John and blah, blah, blah. And then super casually lists off a couple of bars, followed by Deja Vu, which is a strip club. He just out and said it. So I was like, did you have fun? And he just shrugged and said, like, it was okay. Like they went to Applebee's or something. It's like the nicest thing anyone's ever said about Applebee's. Is he gaslighting me, or am I overreacting, or is it just normal for guys to hit up the strip club?
Are you asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Is it normal for? I'm looking up Deja Vu's slogan because I think it's like hundreds of beautiful women and one ugly one or something like that. Oh yeah, hundreds of beautiful girls and three ugly ones,
Oh
coast to
my
coast.
God.
Is
Terrible.
that here? Where is
That's
Deja
that.
Vu?
There's a Deja Vu right off of. You can see it when you're on your way to the 5 from the 101.
Yeah, it's like up in the valley.
Are you a
There
strip
might.
club guy, Hannah?
I've never been.
The last time I went to a strip club was with you, Chris.
Where is it here?
No, I haven't been to a strip club here
Yeah,
in like God 15, 20 years.
it's been a long time for me as well.
But
Where
no,
did
we
we
were
go?
in Reno. We were in Reno, and you
Oh
were like,
yeah,
"We're going to a strip club this week. We're going to a strip club this week." And I was like,
right.
"Why?" And you're like, "Because it's going to be great. We're going to go to a strip club."
It was that expensive dinner that we had.
Yeah, we like ate a $500 shitty steak in fucking Grossville.
Yeah, I
I'll
remember that.
I'll say this though. I definitely have like a few guy friends who have gone through phases where like they will go to the strip club just because like they like the vibe there, and like they fuck with the girls not in that way, but they're like homies with the girls who work there, and then they can get like, you know, like discounted drinks, whatever, and they're just like, it's just cooler than going to any regular bar.
Discounted drinks. So you've got to be talking about like a a strip club that serves alcohol, because most of the strip clubs here don't serve alcohol.
Now
Really?
the difference is if it's full nude, they can't serve alcohol. If
Mm,
it's topless, they can serve alcohol. If it's full nude, no alcohol is allowed to be served.
really?
Yep, full nude, no alcohol.
Is that just here or everywhere?
That's most places, but it's for sure here. Like I agree with like when I first moved here, I would go to strip clubs all the time because it's just easier to talk to women when you're by yourself. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody. I didn't like you go to a bar by yourself in your 20s or I was early 30s, and it's like you don't know anybody. It's like you can't just walk up and start talking to a group of women. I was with a group of women once. I remember who it was. I won't say their names, but I was with four different girls, and we were sitting at a table at a bar. And this guy comes up and he's like, "I just moved here and I'm just looking for friends and I don't know people." And they were like, "We don't have any time for this shit. Go away." And I was like, "Oh my god, this guy was really just trying to be friendly." And these gals were having none of it. So I agree that it would be much easier to go to a strip club by
Yeah, I
yourself.
mean, I'm not a strip club guy at all. Like, and not even for like honorable reasons. I'm not a strip club guy because like I'm so susceptible to compliments because of my narcissistic qualities. Like when I go into like Saks or Barney's and they're like, "Oh my god, that coat was made for you," I'm just like, okay, I guess I have to buy it. Like I don't have $1,300, but like I'll buy it. So like going into a strip club, I'm just gonna be that fucking dolt who's like, "No, I don't know, I think this girl likes me."
Okay, well, like in terms of this girl's question, I mean, like, I I don't know like how the guy's actually like acting. I mean, well, I guess he's acting nonchalant about it, but it's like obviously it's hard to know like how he's acting when he's out at the strip club, right? Like maybe it's just like his friends really like going. Maybe his friends are single and they're just like, oh, like come with, like we'll have fun. And then maybe they're the type of people who are like, oh, like have this girl dance on you, and maybe he's like, no, guys, I have a girlfriend.
I got news
Like,
for you. If he's covered in glitter, he's getting dances.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But
I think it's kind of gross. Like if I were in a relationship with if I were a girl and I were in a relationship with a dude who was like routinely coming home with glitter and stripper smell,
yeah, I wouldn't be happy about it.
no,
No.
I'd just be like, no, you're a gross man. You're a gross
Mhm.
Yeah,
person.
When I went to the strip club for my bachelor party, I was uncomfortable. Like it, like I, as I said, I used to go all the time in Michigan when I lived there. I liked it. I liked because it was the culture. It was just like raised up on MTV with Motley Crue and strip and like Poison and that type of music with all those videos that were like strippers and girls, girls, girls. It was fun to do because it was a cool place to hang out. Loud music. When I went for my bachelor party, all these girls were all over me because it was my bachelor party and they were
yeah,
saying, and I just was so uncomfortable. People sitting on your lap, and I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, I know where
yeah.
this leads. This leads to less money.
Oh my god, I remember the last time I was in a strip club in Vegas. So like I'll try to make this story as quick as possible, but it was the anniversary of my father's death. It was the 23rd of January. And I was like, I want to get the fuck out of town. And I called a buddy and he was like, yeah, let's go to Vegas. And so we just like spur of the moment drive to Vegas. And he's like, we're going to a strip club. And the first night I was just like, I don't want to go to a strip club. Can we just drink and let me gamble and forget about my dead dad? And then the second night he was like, we're going to a strip club. And I was like, yeah, it's still really not how I want to fucking deal with my dead dad. And then the third night, he's like, well, they're sending us a limo and we're getting picked up. And we go and sit down and like we're given bottle service and there are like seven women sitting at the table with us. And then he goes and like goes to a back room. And I was just like sitting there and drinking and just, trying not to trauma bond with any of the people there who had a similar childhood. And I start to notice like my field of vision closing, like just
Mm.
black around, and then I start to feel really weird. And I was just like, "Oh, this isn't alcohol. I've been roofied. I need to get the fuck out of here." So I go to like the entrance to the private dance area, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go back there. My buddy's back there." And the guy's like, "You can't come in. It's just dancing." And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not feeling well, and I need to leave, so I need to tell my buddy." And I like just started to walk in, and the bouncer just picked me up with one arm by the throat, and then set me down. I was like, got it, not going back there. All right, we're good. I'll talk to the manager. And I talked to the manager, and he's like, yeah, I just talked to him. He's doing great. He's doing great back there, but I'll get you a car home. And all I remember was that, and then waking up on the floor of my apartment having spewed like black bile.
Ugh.
I was definitely roofied. I don't hear from him for hours, and then he calls me feeling like he's just died, also roofied. And he was like, I looked at my credit card and they ran it for $20,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. Fucking strip clubs are the worst.
Worst. Yeah, when I was there, like when I looked at I kept looking at my phone when I was there for the
Oh,
bachelor
wait.
party.
By the way, let me finish the story. We got back to LA, and at the time I was living with my brother, and my brother was like, where have you been the last few days? And I was like, Dad's death. I just wanted to get out of town. And he was like, when do you think Dad died? And I was like, the 22nd? He's like, no, it's the 26th, buddy. It's today.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I did it all wrong. I did every bit of it wrong.
Nice work.
Yeah. I'm stupid.
Yeah. My ad was going to be like, I kept checking my credit card while I was there, and I would see it 900 charged, 900 charged. And I was like, what are these charges? And like, oh, they just run it for just, to see, since you have a bunch of guys here, to see if you have enough money on the card. I'm like, it's been $1,800 and it's been like 20 minutes. We've had 2 rounds of drinks. She's like, yeah, you're pretty close to the $900 mark. I was like, we're out.
That's horrifying.
It was horrifying. It was definitely horrifying.
All right. My advice to this person, it's gross. I think it's weird.
It's time to let him go.
All right. Dear advice, guys. My boyfriend and I have been together for a year. I got a random email from someone saying she knows my boyfriend and that she's sleeping with him. The email address is truthseeker with no E at whatever the fuck. So I know it's a bullshit made up new address. I respond with questions. I want to know if she has proof. She sends me tons of text messages and photos he's sent her. She's real, or at least he is clearly cheating on me, or this person is the most gifted Photoshopper ever. My question is, do I just ditch this guy? Should I go scorched earth on his ass? Do I ask him about it and see what he says? Or should I wait and bring it up in our next couples therapy? Couples therapy after a year? That's not great. Or maybe it's great. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like mature thing to do would be potentially like, yeah, you could bring it up in couples therapy, or just like pack your shit up and fucking hit the road, Jack. The petty side of me would be like, I don't know, like post pictures of it all over the apartment or something, like print it out and be like, gotcha, I know what you did.
I mean, I guess like now the world in which we live, like with Photoshop and everything, it could be fake, right? But that seems like an extreme thing to do.
Yeah, if someone's going out of their way to email you shit, I just like...
Does that feel like girl code to you? Like this girl didn't want her identity known, but like wanted this other girl to know the guy's a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was dating this guy my freshman year of college, and it wasn't the girl herself who messaged me, but I got a DM on Twitter from the girl's friend and was like, hey girly, just want you to know my friend has been sleeping with your boyfriend for the last year. And I was like,
oof,
sick. So sick.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been in that experience, but I mean, a situation, but it doesn't sound. What's to bring up at couples therapy if he's sleeping with somebody else?
I mean, I guess bringing it up at couples therapy would be like vindicating in a way, because you'd have the therapist there as like a blocker for gaslighting or this is bullshit or any of that.
Yeah.
So that feels like the move, like if you want to be able to make him squirm as much as possible.
Yeah.
You bring it up then. Because if you bring it up like just at home, he'll either like deny it or he'll just be like, yeah. And then you like, or be like, yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it. Like, he'll be a dick about it.
Both these dudes sound pretty super. Great representation of men so far in the first 2 questions.
I think they sound pretty average to our gender.
Mhm.
Um, and remaining on the same train, I love this. Dear guys and Hannah, 100 men versus a gorilla. Why the fuck is every dude I know obsessed with this?
Are you familiar with what 100 Men versus a Gorilla is, Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
Thoughts?
something you've thought about, Chris? Like 100 men versus a gorilla, who wins?
Wait, is this the third question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is the third question. The question is, why is every dude obsessed with 100 men versus a gorilla?
It's the same. It's the female equivalent to what would a woman prefer, a man or a bear? Wasn't that the question that was floating around a bit ago?
Yeah, but to me, the what would a woman prefer, or who does a woman feel safer with, a man or a bear, or whatever? To me, that is like an indictment of how ill at ease men make women feel constantly. The 100 men versus a gorilla is like a weird toxic male exercise in like, yeah, we could beat the fuck out of that animal that has nothing to do with this conversation.
First off, there's no possible way 100 men would be able to defeat a silverback gorilla. There's no possible chance. The psychological component of alone, like you watch 10 of your friends get ripped apart, you're not going to be like, let's all get him now.
I don't know. I mean, like if you go by the like 300 Spartans rule, like at some point, if the 100 men keep going at the gorilla, like the gorilla would get beleaguered.
I mean, definitely not 100 men are walking away.
But did you think
Yeah.
about it though, Chris? Like when it happened, were you like, huh, who would win?
No, I immediately recognized that the gorilla would win.
Okay, so you did think about it and were sure of it.
I mean, I
Yep.
think numbers could potentially play a part, and if it's like, are they allowed to bring weapons? Like, obviously, that would be
No,
a
they're not
whole.
allowed. No, they're not allowed to bring weapons. They can't also text him. They can't they can't neg the gorilla.
My first thought when I saw it was just like, from the gorilla's point of view, just like if 100 dudes started to fight it, it would just be like, why? Why is
Yeah,
this happening?
yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, also I thought it would be like, what if there was like 100 women versus like one silver fox?
Well, you posted that, and my response to it was, we'd have 101 broken hearts.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. That's right.
Um,
Hannah's like, hell no, unless that silver fox is wearing skate shorts.
and then mine would be 100 derivative jokes versus an original premise.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But
Uh,
I think all these guys are obsessed with it. Yeah, like you said, Chris, it's this toxic masculinity where guys think they can take down this gorilla, and
Well,
that they are inferior to nature.
yeah, it's just
it's,
dudes need to like know. It's the same as like when dudes, we found out that all dudes think about the Roman Empire, which is hilarious to me.
right.
Do
I
you
don't
guys?
know.
I literally, like, when I saw that thing going on, I was just like, I've never once thought about the Roman Empire. And then, like, every woman I know who's partnered or married or anything was just like, oh, yeah, I like asked him, and he was like, yeah, like once or twice a week. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, really? That's fucking insane to me.
The only time I ever thought about the Roman Empire was after watching History of the World Part One, when I saw that they had they used to have vomitoriums, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I do think about the medieval times a lot, though.
You
What do you
do?
think?
I just think I would have loved to live in the medieval times.
I,
It's like really fucked up time of place, like torture,
yeah, but
and
like,
it's smelly and whatever. But I just think like the whole like castles and just like the all of it seems so fun.
it wasn't, and the smells would have been horrifying. And like people's teeth, like before fluoride was figured out, like people just
Yeah.
probably had like weird fucking brown ass teeth. Like
Yeah.
I used to
also
I used to
the
have this Sims game that was Sims medieval time, and you could like play God and like create religion, and it was just like so fun.
I just think that the people from Game of Thrones and the people from Game of Thrones had like very misleading teeth. It's like there was no way
sure.
their teeth would have been.
Well, but they also had dragons. You know, Game of Thrones wasn't historically accurate.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, just making sure you didn't think it was a documentary.
There was a Starbucks cup on one episode, though.
There
There was
was.
a Starbucks cup. All right, question number 4. My dog and I are very close, and I know that's true of lot. Oh, I know that's true for lots of pet owners. She sleeps in my bed with me, lots of belly rubs and kisses. We play fetch outside when I get home from work, and there have been times when she will try to vocally communicate with me with dog sounds while looking directly into my eyes. There's really a bond with us, and it's real affection, which brings me to my concern. After dinner, without fail, she will grab my leg and hump it like a male dog would. She does this for like 30 seconds, shakes, and stops. Is this harmful to my dog? Is it giving her an unhealthy attachment to me as like a mate or something? More importantly, does she think she is having sex with me?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Um, I want to start by just saying the whole thing sounds pretty unhealthy.
Well,
I'm.
I'll say my dog sleeps in my bed with me, and as much as he is like my child, he also thinks he's the fucking boss, and he also will yell at me while looking me in the eyeballs, and I'm like, I don't know what you want. I wish you could speak because I don't know how to help you. Um and I feel like there are times where he does try to assert his dominance, and I'm like, sir, I'm your mother. Chill the fuck
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, I think that's what dog humping is almost always about, is just asserting dominance. I don't think you
Yeah.
have to worry that your dog is like sexually gratifying herself on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's weird that that's where you went. As opposed to just like saying knock it off every time she does it till she stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of my dogs and I that I've had, we never really humped. We did a lot of hand holding, but like there was
Sure.
not a lot of humping. They would always stop me. I'm sorry.
All right. Well done, buddy. Well done.
Thanks.
Um yeah, I think just tell your dog to stop doing it, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the move.
Yeah.
All right. This final question for today is my favorite, and it's because of how they signed it. And I love it so much. I have discovered that a much older woman wants to fuck me. I'm 37 and she just turned 70. Is there anything you think I need to take into consideration? Well, I need to be prepared with more lube than usual. She probably will be taking care of that, though, right? What if she's wearing too much makeup and I get freaked out and can't get hard? What I'm most afraid of could be breaking her hip. Is that a thing that can happen? Please help me calm my nerves and relax so I can enjoy this. Signed, Senior Saver. But, and I don't know if this is a typo or not, it's not Senior Saver like someone who saves seniors. It's spelled savor like savory.
Like savor the flavor of the senior.
Yeah, it's Senior Saver.
I knew a kid named Chris who I used to work with at a restaurant. His nickname was Gucci. He used to love to have sex with women over 60, 65. And he said that because they were so squishy with lack of elasticity, and he said that they were extra juicy because they just had so much water. And I'm just like, that's the grossest thing. This will haunt me for the rest of my life. I will talk about this on a podcast in 26 years, and I am right now. Um,
Chris, were you that Chris who said all
yeah,
those things?
it was. And now that I'm the age of 65 or whatever, I'm much more squishy. Uh, no, it's definitely a super big kink, like the Harold and Maude thing, super real. And if
Yeah,
you
but
want,
Maud wasn't Maud like 40 and Harold 20? Like
no,
I
Maude,
get that. When I was 20, like a 40-year-old woman was like the most exciting thing in the world.
no, Maude was like 80.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. Um, I think, I mean, it's like, it's a harmless situation if it's consensual and something she wants and something you want. I mean, regardless of what if she wears too much makeup and you can't get it up, that seems to be like the least of your worries. I think making sure that she has health care. If you're gonna thrust so hard, you're gonna break this woman's hip. Maybe exercise control there, Skipper.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about breaking her hip. But I also love that this guy's totally on board. So just like go there and do it. Do
Yeah,
it. Just enjoy it.
well,
And bring lube. Be a gentleman.
yeah, and
Yeah.
leave her dog out of it.
Sure.
I think.
What about you, Hannah? What's your advice?
I don't know that I have advice on it, but it's just like, I mean, shit, if she's down, you're down. I mean, the whole makeup thing, it's like, well, clearly, like, he must have already have met this woman, he's down for it. I don't know why that's like a concern if he's seen her before and whatever. I don't know, unless she's known to wear a lot of makeup. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. But I would just say don't worry about it. Just do it.
Yeah, just don't fret. Also, from like her point of view, I get it. Like, what 70-year-old woman doesn't want to take a roll in the hay with a 37-year-old dude?
Wait,
Yeah,
he's 37 or did he say 57?
He
37.
said 37.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big age diff.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
Would you, Chris, would you have sex with a 70-year-old woman?
Well, you have to realize that's only like 2 years older than me. I've never been attracted to older women.
Hannah, would you have sex with a 70-year-old dude?
If he were really hot, maybe.
Okay, all right.
But 70 seems a little bit too old. I think like when I was just on Hinge and Raya for like a brief second, I had my thing go up to like 55.
Okay. Chris, are
That's
you under
crazy.
55?
No, I'm like, yeah, I made it.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not there are any. So, I mean, Charlotte Rampling was probably, I would have loved to have been with her into her 70s. She's one of the most beautiful women in history.
Yeah,
Also very tall.
yeah. I think he's gonna. I hope you have fun, buddy.
Yeah, I think just fucking get in there and do it, pal. Just don't worry. Don't overthink it.
Yeah,
Overthinking is the death knell to every good time.
and have her
Yeah,
buy
just
2
like
movie tickets.
yeah, maybe just like don't thrust so hard to where you think you could potentially break someone's hip. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say this. If that's your style, oh, sexing, I don't think the 70-year-old woman wants like a fucking dark porn experience.
No jackhammer necessary.
Yeah.
Turn that down.
Unless she's a freak, who knows? I don't know. Maybe she's well versed. Maybe she's still stretching, flexible.
Yeah, just let her lead the way.
Yeah.
That's how, by the way,
Exactly.
every
She's
guy
got
out there.
She's got so much more experience on this guy. Like she's probably gonna be telling him what the fuck is up.
Yeah, every guy
Yeah.
should take cues from a woman. Because
Yeah.
if you listen to their body and their voice for like 2 seconds while you're in bed, you'll figure out exactly what they're into.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Totally
buddy.
true.
Enjoy it. 70 is the new dirty.
Wait, but like I want an update on that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let us know how it goes. Yeah, write back and let us know. Should we dismount? Should we do it?
Yeah.
Do we feel
All
like
right.
we did it?
I think it was great. Great work. I think Hannah, it's time for you to do your thing. Oh, she froze.
That's hilarious. All right. Well, Hannah froze or had a stroke.
Oh, she died.
Thank you, as always, for listening to Advice, guys.
No,
If
you
wanna-
got to do it exactly like Hannah if you're gonna do it.
Thank you for listening to Advice, guys. If you want, you could write in at Gmail at adviceguys11 at Gmail, adviceguys11 at Gmail. Send us your questions. We're happy to help you. I'm doing you now, Hannah. I'm doing what you do at the end of every show. Some sort of like muddled general English accent that makes no sense. Right, should I do posh? I could come up here. All right, write adviceguys11 at Gmail. You can follow us on our Instagram accounts or TikTok. I'm Joshua Lee Mann or at Joshua Lee Mann. Chris is at the Chris Army, whatever. And Hannah is, are you Little Hannah Sucks or Little Hannah? I don't know if she can hear me. I
Yeah,
don't think she can hear me.
She's Little Hannah
I don't
Sucks.
I don't know what's
Little
happening
Hannah
right now, but
Sucks.
my
All right. Thank you so much for listening to Advice, guys. We will see you next week.